course, your grandfather was also in politics. He was a Liberal MP, as was your father. Your father later became a Labour MP. You were telling me before the interview that your grandfather was elected on a Home Rule ticket in the 1890s.
Yeah, 1892 he was elected. He'd been in the London County Council. He was a founder member in 1889, and then he was elected to Parliament in 1892 as a Home Ruler, beat a Conservative minister. And I mean, when I look at him, he's to the left of Tony Blair. He argued for the public ownership of the docks, which was done by a Liberal government. He argued for the public ownership of the telephone service, which was done by a Liberal government. And my father was exactly the same. He was elected in 1906. He supported the Irish cause. He went over to Ireland at the time of the Black and Tans, supporting the Irish cause. And so, you see, if you take the Irish story, it isn't over yet, but my God, it's different from what it was in 1892.
You yourself was not much involved in the Irish question, though you advocated at an early stage that the British government would talk to Sinn Féin, and of course you were opposed to internment, Bloody Sunday, and all of that. Looking back on your support for Sinn Féin at a time when the IRA campaign was active, do you think that was perhaps a mistake, and that the British government was right to hold out for a ceasefire before there would be talks with Sinn Féin?
Well, if you look at the argument of the ceasefire, first of all they said there's got to be a ceasefire. Then there's got to be a permanent ceasefire. Then there's got to be a decommissioning. Then the publication, the photograph of the decommissioning. Now they've come up with new arguments because of the murder of this Sinn Féin who was a police spy who got holed up. I think you have to face the fact that they're a very strong body of opinion in the Republic, in the North, which is totally opposed to the idea that there should be equality of treatment between nationalists and Republicans, nationalists and unionists, and I think that's what you're up against, and you have to work away at it. I mean, I am, in my heart of hearts, a believer in non-violence, but at the same time, if there is no other way forward, you have to ask, what do you do? Mrs. Thatcher said Nelson Mandela was a terrorist. She said it. Was he a terrorist? I spoke in Trafalgar Square in 1964 at the time of the Ravonia trial when he'd just been put in prison for life, and I was denounced as a supporter of terrorism. Next time I met him, he had a Nobel Peace Prize and was President of South Africa. What do you make of it? I think you have to understand how history evolves. And of course I'm against violence. But then if you take the present situation, terrorism, I don't see any moral difference whatever between a stealth bomber and a suicide bomber. Both kill innocent people for political purposes. And I'm a believer in non-violence. I met Mr. Gandhi in 1931, and I've always been in my heart against